Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. It's another puzzle by Blobs today, and the Blobs name on a puzzle is virtually a guarantee of quality. Blobs occasionally updates us with a number of puzzles of deliberately middling difficulty, and you might wonder how Blobs gets so consistent with these. I think the secret is that he makes a lot of puzzles, rigorously tests them, and works out the ones that are the most fun. I'm not certain about that, but anyway, we will look at this. It's a yin-yang, but you can be fairly sure with Blobs that it's going to be a yin-yang that is kind of helpful in dealing with yin-yang. Anyway, we'll see. I don't know. I'm making wild predictions about a puzzle I haven't tried. What I can tell you is that whenever Blobs has contributed a Patreon reward, they've been fantastic. And March is, of course, the brilliant Nurikabe puzzle pack themed. Now that had sight lines in all the Nurikabe puzzles, just as this puzzle does too. I've just worked out what YYSL stands for in the title of this puzzle. It'll have been obvious to many. And our Patreon rewards are a fantastic reason for joining Patreon. They are very literally a reward. They consist of a number of Sudoku puzzles published on the first of the month and themed in some way, and then you can send in a solution by the 20th and get into the Roll of Honour, or even win a prize. There are many other items posted on Patreon, including connections and crossword videos, and of course we also have all of our apps, which feature Arrow Sudoku, like today's, and Fog of War is our latest one. So there's merchandise as well in the links under the video, and SVEN'S Sudoku Pad, but the first link is to this puzzle, which I have now worked out. YYSL arrows stands for Yin-Yang Sight Lines Arrows by Blobs. The rules are not that simple because it involves yin-yang, but it doesn't take long. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. We have to shade all the cells of the grid using 2 colours, such that each colour forms an orthogonally connected region, and no 2x2 area is a single colour. So we might, for instance, end up with Simon's favourite region shape in one colour, and then the rest of the cells would all be connected together in another colour. Digits in caged cells indicate how many cells of the same colour are seen orthogonally from that position, including itself. The other colour blocks vision. So if we had those cells as purple and these cells as yellow, this cell would have the number 6 in it, because it would see those 4 purples and those 2. That's 6. And that's how sight lines work. This one would be counting the number of yellows it could see in the column. Now, digits along an arrow, unsurprisingly, must sum to the value in the attached circle. So those 3 add up to that one. That's the rules. Give it a try. There's nothing more complicated than that in it. However, I'm sure that will lead to a certain amount of complexity in the solve. You can judge from the video length how hard it is. Let's get cracking. I'm going to use different colours with more contrast than those if I can. Now, where do we get cracking on this? I mean, there are 3 cells in the puzzle that have to have 6, 7, 8 or 9 because their arrows must contain 3 different digits, which must be at least 1, 2, 3, something to 6. Now, all of these are on sight lines down in the corner. Yes, it's very important in a yin-yang puzzle that one of the basics that is really worth knowing before you tackle one of these is that the perimeter can only have a maximum 2 runs of colour in it. 1 dark and 1 light. Now let me try and explain why that is. If you were to make this dark and this dark and this light and this light, you couldn't join up the 2 lights as you have to and still leave a way to join the two darks, because you'd cut them off. And the same is true if you tried to join the two darks in some way, you'd cut off the two lights. So you can have only a maximum 2 runs of colour. And therefore finding a break in the perimeter between one colour and the other is really important, because there are only a maximum 2 of those. There might be 0, but it's 2 or 0. And I have a feeling that this pattern is going to give rise to a break. The numbers on these are all sightline cells, cages. So the numbers in them, because of the arrow, are going to be quite low. The number in that is going to be relatively high. Oh, you can never put a 2 in a sightline cell. Sorry, you can put a 2. You can never put a 1 in a sightline cell, is what I was trying to say, because it would be cut off. I mean, yeah, it would be cut off. You can assume that there isn't just one cell in the grid that's one colour, because a lot of the rest of the grid would be 2 by 2s. One cell, a 1 in a thing would cut it off, and that's against the rules. So I think this must be a 2, 3, 4 triple. They're all in the same box. They all have to be different. And they're all in sightline cells. So that's a 9. There's our first digit. Now, getting digits early on in this puzzle is not going to matter all that much. We're not going to be able to do much Sudoku for a while. But there must surely be a line break, a perimeter break in colour here. What? Actually, I don't know. If these were all the same colour, that would have to be a 4. The 2 couldn't be there, so that would be 3. That would be 2. Look, I think you can actually imagine this. Those all being one colour, and then cut off there. You'd have 2, 4, 3, and the escape route would be up here. And the 9 could be fulfilled. Oh, that's really bizarre. Okay, they could all be one colour. They probably are now. But that's annoying, because then that doesn't give me a line break. And, okay, I'd forgotten a principle that I have learnt before. This is important. The fact of the perimeter only having a maximum 2 line breaks. Just look at this perimeter. I'm just colouring it yellow to show you the perimeter. Imagine that the line breaks I'm talking about, the colour breaks I'm talking about, have to occur between cells. So let's just for a moment draw 2 of those in. You might have 1 there and 1 there. And if that was the case, all of this side would be one colour, because there's no break in it. All of this side would be one colour. And I think the principle applies that with only 2 line breaks, with only 2 colour breaks allowed in the perimeter, 2 of the sides have to be all one colour. Now, if this side was all one colour, you would have a problem, because these sightline cells would all see every cell in that colour, every cell in that row. But they couldn't all be the same digit. Some would have to see digits in their column as well to avoid that. But then those numbers would be more than 9. So any perimeter row or column that has multiple sightline cells must have a colour break in it. And that applies to column 9 and row 9. And therefore, column 1 and row 1 are all one colour. And I'm going to make that colour yellow. And this is, now you can have a single sightline cell in such a column, because it has to be 9. And that is 9. And this cell is the other colour. This cell is the other colour because of the 2 by 2 trying to form in the corner. Now, does that necessarily mean that these are all one colour? No, it doesn't. Because yellow, oh, well, hang on, it does. Does it? I don't know. Can yellow run through these? Oh, I'll tell you what it does mean. This digit, which we know is... Yes, okay, we know from the presence of multiple sightline cells in the bottom row that there is a break in the bottom row. And therefore this one is dark. Because there is a break, and that's... Okay, no, that therefore doesn't work yet. There is a break in this somewhere, so there is a dark cell somewhere in the row. We also know that in this column, there are multiple sightline cells, so there must be a break somewhere, so there is a dark in this column. Well, if there's a dark in this column and a dark in this row, then now we know that the corner is dark, because there must be dark in both the column and the row, and they must be joined together at the corner. I mean, I'm going a very slow way, in a way, to explain all the deductions, but I think that's mandated. Now, this is therefore a purple 2, 3, or 4 cell. My goodness, it does not see very many purple digits. And it certainly doesn't see them above this cell, which would make 4. So those are all yellow. Even though there's multiple sightline cells, it's going to be fine. It also doesn't see beyond that cell, so those are all yellow. Now I can do purples to avoid 2 by 2s in the inside corners. Now, what about these digits? Yeah, okay, these digits are interesting. These are all sightline cells. The counts of yellow in those cells are always going to include the same number of yellow cells in column 9. But they're going to have to, therefore, to have different digits, they're going to have to include different number of yellow cells seen in the row. Now, one of these yellow cells at least must see no further yellow cells in the row, because we can't make all these yellow. We'd have 2 by 2s there and there. Therefore, at least one of these is purple, but only one is purple. Because purple will confine this digit to being just the sum of yellow cells in the final column. And if it was to do the same to 2 of these digits, they would be the same digit, and that would break Sudoku rules. So only one of these can be purple, but it has to break up the possible 2 by 2s of yellow. So it has to go there. Yellow is in those cells. One of these is definitely going to extend beyond this cell. This purple has to get out. This purple has to get out to get across the grid and join up with the other purples we're finding. Now, can I do the same here? Yeah, well, no, not quite. One of these yellows... No, I can't do it at all. It's just about that pattern. I'm not allowed to put purple in both those cells, otherwise those yellows would have the same colour, the same digit. Okay, this digit is at least 5. It's going to count all the yellows in the column. Now, what do we know about the corner? Oh, these cells cannot be yellow, because they would have to join up, and they'd already be seeing 8 yellow cells. So those are both purple. This one, I don't know. Well, I mean, I rather suspected these would all be purple. That may still be true. No, hang on. Now this sees already 3 purple cells. It can't go beyond there or there. So I can colour these yellow. That's now at least a 6. These 2 are at least 6s as well. So are these 2. And these 2 must be higher than that one. So that one is 6 or 7, which we know because it's counting 6 or 7 cells. These ones are higher than whatever this is because they're adding cells in the row. Now I've got a yellow 2 by 2 forming, so I make that purple. Now, one of these is a 2, but yeah, we know. Can these both be yellow? No, because then the only way for purple to get out would be through forming a 2 by 2. So one of these is yellow and one is purple. And therefore this is a 4 in the corner. I always thought it had to be, and it is. Do I know which way purple has to get out? No, I don't think I do yet. Oh, hang on, this is interesting. Right, if this is purple, which is what I've always suspected, these are all purple, and the purple exit is up here. Now, this would be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's impossible, because if it got the 9th cell, it would also get a 10th, and that would have to be a 10. So that is not purple after all. I was wrong with my expectations. That's purple. Oh, this is yellow, has been for a little while to avoid the 2 by 2. Now, there's also a checkerboard rule that I haven't mentioned. We can avoid checkerboards anytime we find them forming in a 2 by 2. By a checkerboard, I mean a sort of Battenberg pattern with 2 darks there and 2 lights there. That must be wrong, because to join up those 2 yellows, you would cut off this purple from the rest of these. You'd have to sort of join them up like that in some way, and that would cut this purple off. To join up the 2 purples instead, you'd be cutting off a yellow. So that must be wrong. We can always avoid a checkerboard. That creates a 2 by 2, so that's purple. This purple has to get out to there. This 9 has to reflect the number of yellow cells it sees. So we've already got 7. We can go up there, that's 9, but then they must stop. So that's purple. We can see purple finding a snaky way out here. That has become the digit 2. That's a 3. This one is it's already seeing 3. But we can't put a 3 in that cell, so it's got to get bigger by, we can't put a 4 in it, so it's got to get bigger by at least 2. Now, this purple has to get out. This digit we know. It sees all of those, only those yellows, so it's a 7. This has to be an 8. That has to go up there and then stop. So that's purple. This purple has to get out. This purple has to get out. Now, we've filled in colour in all the bottom 3 rows. This has suddenly gone quickly. Right, this cannot be a 2, which it would be if that was purple because of Sudoku. So it's bigger than 2, and that's yellow. And now this purple has to get out. This can't be a 2 either. So this it's only seeing purple in its row, so that is purple. Now, this one we know. We can count the column. That's 6. This could be a 7 if that's purple. That purple digit would be a 3 then. Can't see any oh, we know what this is now. It's been bounded. That's a 5. This one is at least 4. This one is done. That's a 2. So this is not allowed to be a 2, and purple must continue up to there. Oh, it's very clever. It's very intricate. This goes yellow to avoid a 2 by 2. Now, this is definitively a 3 now. Now this is not allowed to be a 3. That's beautiful. Sorry about the cough. That becomes purple because we can't put another 3 in that cell. So this is either a 5 or a 7 now, depending on whether that is purple. It's only seeing the ones in its column. This is going to add 2 to whatever this is, so that is 7 or 9. This one is not allowed to be the same as that, but it's going to get the same number in the column. So it has to get something in the row, and we can colour that purple. Yellow to avoid a 2 by 2. Now this yellow will only get out into one of these cells. If it gets out there, that's a 2. It must get out into one of the cells. Is that something I can use? Don't know. Oh, I love how this is forming. It's so clever. I could probably do something with this arrow, but I don't know. Well, these digits are from 1, 2, 5. I know that. It's not very exciting because they see 3, 4, 6, and to be on a 3-cell arrow, they can't be above 6. I keep looking at these cells thinking of them as sightline cells, but they're not. Okay, where do I go next? That is at least 3. This is at least 8 now. It already sees 8. It can't go beyond there, the yellow, because of that digit. This is therefore going to be 3 or 4, one way or the other. This one is either 3, 4, or 7, depending on the colouring of these cells. Oh, this is not a sightline cell. Oh, there's probably something very easy to do that I can't see. This is at least 4. Right, it cannot go up beyond there, this purple run, or if it went up to there, it would cut off yellow. So this is 4 or 5. No more. I'm being a bit slow here, but maybe there's Sudoku to do. I didn't really think of that. I don't know, I'm looking in this box, not really seeing anything happening. I know there is a 7 in one of those two. Oh, that might, yes. Is that interesting for this? What is this digit? This is a sightline cell, so what is this digit? It's already counted 5. It's not allowed to be 6 or 9. It cannot be 5 itself. No, it's already counting 6. So it's 7 or 8. But we know there's a 7 in one of those cells. I just said that. Because either this is 5, 7 or 7, 9, depending on how purple that is. So this is an 8. And it sees 6 already. If it went that way, it picks up that only, and that's 8. If it went this way, it's no good. It can't get that cell and then get the other one going north. And it can't get that cell and get the other one going east, or it gets all those 3. So it must go north, and that is the end of 8. I can put in yellow to avoid a 2 by 2, couple of yellows to avoid checkerboards. I can do these numbers now. They're fixed as 7 and 9. High end. Do I have to worry about this purple getting out and connecting up? No. I'm going to worry about a 2 by 2 there and make that purple. Now this isn't a 2. Oh, look, it can't be 3 either. So yellow has to extend to there. That's now purple to avoid a 2 by 2, that is. Oh, hearing a ping on the phone. Can't do that. Now, this is one of 2 digits. It's either 4 or 8. If that can't be yellow, because didn't we work out this couldn't? It's this one, isn't it? This can't be yellow, or this would be about 13 or something. So that's purple. Now we can fill in an awful lot of sightline cells. So this one I'm in is 8 now. Oh, and that doesn't tell me what that one is. This one is 3. This one is a definite 4. This one is known, that's 4. This one is, what is this? 3, 4, 5, or 7, if we carry on up there. So 5 or 7. This one is finished. That's a 5. That sorts out this one. It's a 7. That makes this cell yellow. That gives us purple here to avoid 2 by 2s. I've only got 6 white cells left. Yes, this purple does now have to get out through there and join up. I've got 5 sight cells left. Sightline cells. This is a low, oh, that's purple to avoid a 2 by 2. We've got 4 left now, 4 whites left. This one, if it's purple, oh, it could be 4, or theoretically it could be 8, but it's not that because of its position on the arrow. If it's yellow, it's 2 or 3. Okay, this one is either 2, 4, or 6, because it's only picking up cells in even lumps. Oh, goodness. Am I really not able to determine these? Oh, 7 by Sudoku. Right, yes. Bingo. You cannot put 7 on this arrow or the total's going to be too high for a circle. So 7 in column 6 has to be there. Now the arrow has to consist of 1, 2, 4. But only that one is sightline. Could that be yellow? That's quite interesting. This cannot be yellow because although in theory it could, that would have to be purple. And if that was yellow and this was purple, that would have to be purple to avoid a checkerboard, but that would create a 2 by 2. So this is not yellow. Am I saying it's not yellow or am I saying it's not 2? I'm saying something. If it was 2, it would be yellow. It's not 2, it's 4. It can't be yellow, it must be purple. It must have a yellow cell there to make the 4 work. This is now not 4, but it sees at least 4, so that's a 6, and that's purple. This yellow has to get out, and that completes the colouring. Now we can fill in the remaining sightline cells. This one is a 7. This one is a 3. This one 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. Have I got that right? It'd be horrible to make a mistake in the last sightline cell and mess up the whole Sudoku at this point. Now, surely we can do this. It's not a 6 or 7 by Sudoku. So we're adding up to 8 or 9 without using a 3. If it's 8, it's 1, 2, 5. If it's 9, it's 1, 2, 6, but we can't put a 6 in this box. So it's 8 with a 1, 2, 5 triple. The other digits in the box are 9 and I can't work out the other 2. Okay, so we can just write them in. 7, 3, 9, 1, 2, 8. This is a 4, 5, 6 triple. We're just doing Sudoku now and a bit of arrow. It's just brilliant. I mean, it's exactly what I said. No, 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 no. Something's gone wrong here. Something has gone wrong because I can't seem to put a 4 into this column anywhere. Okay, I know what went wrong. It was really weird where I was having the trouble up here going, what are these other 2 digits? Somehow I came up with the fact that they were 9 and 2. They're not. They're 9 and 4. And that is how we get a 4 into column 6. I do apologise about a lapse in brain work there. Now that has to be 8. I did see that. And this is now a 1, 2, 7 triple. And that does finally work. 5 and 9 can be written in there. That 5 makes this a 1. That gives us a 2, 5 pair. This is a 1. 7 and 6 get filled in by this 7. Right, we've got 9, 2. This is where I get the chance to just not see obvious Sudoku things and go the long way round and you get to shout at me. That's the fun part, I know. But I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can. 7, 4, 1, 2, 8. So 6 is in one of those 2. 5's in one of those 2. These corner marks are limiting where digits can be within their boxes. That's the notation we use. 8 is in one of those. 9 is in one of those. Something's going to work in a moment, but I don't know what it is. Oh, 4 in this box. That's good. 4 there is ruled out of those 2. So 4's in one of those. Now that can't be a 4, and that places the 4 in box 1. Now, what can this circle be? It can't be 4, 8, 9, 7, or 3. It's a circle of 2 cells, so it can't be 2 or 1. That is 5 or 6. If it's 5, we can't use a 4 on the arrow either way. If it's 5, this arrow is 2, 3. If it's 6, the arrow has to be 5, 1. And that would be the 1, and that would be a 5. Now, there's always a 5 in one of those cells. And therefore, 5 in the middle box is in one of those two. I thought that might be more helpful, but it wasn't. These can't be from 2, 3, 4, 8 in the column or 5, 6 in the box. So they're from 1, 7, 9. Oh, come on, Mark. This must be doable. That is 4 or 6. 7, 2, 5, 8, 6, 3. 9 is in one of those. That's an X-wing on 9s. That's going to use up the 2 9s in columns 5 and 6. And the 9 in column 4 must be up here somewhere. 9, 8, 4, 6. One of these two is a 7. I don't know which one. Oh, botheration. 8. 8. Yes, I can place 8 in box 1. There's 4 8s. Looking at it already, that's always going to do the job. There's an 8 in one of those. And 2 8s in that 2 by 2. Okay, let's have another look at this box with this arrow in. 9, 8, 4. We've got to put a 7 in it somewhere. I don't know. Sorry, I'm struggling a little bit. 2 is in one of those two cells in box 4 and one of those two in box 1. There must be something very Sudoku-y in this grid. This is, as I said, your chance to shout and go, come on, Mark, figure it out. You're probably seeing something very good at this point. That can't be a 2 in this column. I knew that. 5, 6 is 7s. One of these two is a 7. Right. That is a 7 in row 2. It's the only place it can be. That is now 7 in box 4. The pencil marking tells me that's a 2, and now I can unwind this arrow with a 3 and a 5. That is going to help. That's what that arrow is there for. This is a naked 2. It sees 4, 8, 5, 3, 9, 7 in its column, 1, 6 in its row. We've got 1 and 6 to place. That one's got to be a 1 because it sees a 5, 6 pair. So we're in business. We get a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light losing its religion. And that's a 6, that's a 5, that's a 4, that's a 1. Column 1 is done and done. This is 1 and 6. Yeah, I mean, this is all coming together now. That's got to be a 1. That must be 2 beneath it. That's a 7. So columns 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9 are complete. Just the middle 3 columns to go. This is a 2, 8, 6 triple. That must be 2. Let's focus on column 4. 6, 8, 7, 2, 5. I bet there's a naked single. There it is. That's a 3. That's a 9. That's a 1. That's a 4. And the column is over. That's a 3 to complete the row. This is a 3 to complete another row. This is a 2, 5 pair. Every row has just 1 pair left. And some of them can be filled in based on what we've done already. We just have to find them. It's got to be here. 4, 9. There must have been another one that could be done as well. Now the 9 in this row is there. That gives me a 6. That does 6, 8. That does 8, 1. The 2 was what I wasn't spotting, sitting right next to the arrow with 1, 2 on. And there we go. That is YYSL arrows. 30 minutes on the dot. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff from Blobs. Always such a fun level of puzzle. And I mean, I just think he's a great setter. I really do. Thank you so much for watching. Absolute privilege and a pleasure to have you with us. And come back for more tomorrow. Bye for now.